If I had to ask you guys to build the prototypical wide receiver that you want in the NFL, how tall would you make him?
I would make him Treylon Burks' height and stature.
So 6'4"?
Yeah, 6'4", 6'5".
Okay. All right. So what if I told you I had a guy who was 6'4", over 200 pounds, and ran a 4.4?
Sounds legit.
And it's not Treylon Burks.
Is it like one of DK Metcalf's relatives?
It's not quite that built like DK Metcalf. He's a little bit lankier at the moment. But Quentin Johnston out of TCU. So write that name down. He's a 2023 NFL draft prospect, so he's got another year in college after this one. So coming to TCU out of high school, he was the second highest rated recruit in the past 20 years at TCU. So top guy for his college. Number 13 wide receiver in his high school draft class, coming out of Texas, and had offers from Texas, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Baylor. Said, no, I'm going to go to TCU. I don't know why I picked TCU, but hey, he's looking pretty good. Last year as a freshman, a true freshman, he had 22 receptions for 487 yards. That is a 22.1 yards per catch average, which is the highest by a true freshman in Big 12 history. Mm-hmm. So this guy's a big play waiting to happen. Now, this year, they're starting to use him a bit more as the number one weapon for their offense. Right now, through 2 games, he's got 9 receptions for 133 yards. That's about a 15 yards per catch average. And he's already matched his receiving touchdowns from last year with 2. He's a guy that has all the physical tools that we want. Physically, I want to see him get a bit thicker. You know, he's 6'4", and he's only 201 pounds. So he's a lanky guy. But he's out here. He can make some contested catches with his size. I mean, he had a catch last year, man. It looked like Randy Moss out there. But with the 4.4 speed, he's got the yak ability too. So this year, his yards per catch is a little bit lower. They're just trying to give him the ball because he's one of the top playmakers on their team next to Zach Evans, their running back. And they're getting him the ball. He's making things happen through 2 games. He's about to play SMU. This week, TCU plays SMU at noon on Fox Sports 1. And it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game. We're going to get to see Quentin Johnston make some plays because TCU is going to have to score some points. And Max Duggins looked better this year than he did last year. They got Quentin Johnston out on the wide out sideline, making plays down the field, giving him screens now too. He's a part of that offense that's important. And we also got Zach Evans. I'm just going to throw him in there as an extra little prospect of the week since he's on TCU. He is running back for TCU. Coming out of high school, he was one of the top recruits. I'm trying to remember if he was actually the top recruit as a running back for his draft class. I'm looking that up right now, but he is uber talented. He was the number 2 running back in his high school class. Number 1 guy out of Texas. 5'11", 200 pounds, got speed for days, quickness. Man, this guy is a playmaker waiting to happen. Got into TCU late last year because of he transferred a couple times, just kind of enrolled late, so he didn't get to go to all the spring practices before his freshman year. So didn't do too much this year, but so far this year, he's looking pretty good. So definitely be looking out for the TCU offense. They got 2 guys who I'm excited about watching, and I think both of them have NFL potential. Zach Evans threw 2 games, 27 attempts for 217 yards. That is a 8 yards per carry average with 2 touchdowns. Last year, he had 54 attempts, averaged 7.7 yards per carry. So this guy is a big play waiting to happen. Had a 51-yard touchdown run last week. Zach Evans, Quentin Johnston, TCU. Forget about Jalen Reagor. Moving on.